Convent Garden. Upper Abbey. Sophie. Sophie says God bless you, Master Mailer. Player says God bless you, Sister Sophie. It's good, Sophie says, and you, Master. Option 1 of 2. The garden looks spectacular. You've taken good care of it. Option 2 of 2. I won't disturb you further. God bless you. Option 1 of 2. The garden looks spectacular. You've taken good care of it. Sophie says, I know it's been some time, Master Mailer, but I must remind you of my vows. I cannot speak with men. Player says, ah, that's right. Forgive me, sister. Sophie says, God bless you, Master Mailer. Player says, ah, feverfew. It always smells so fresh. Sophie. Prioress house. Convent garden, Illuminata. Illuminata says, God bless you, Andreas. Convent garden, Lisbeth. Lisbeth says, God bless you, Master. Player says, God bless you, sister. How are you faring? Lisbeth says, Mother Illuminata is grieved to hear about Otto's death, as am I. The Lord granted me the gift of knowledge in grief, so I will help the sisters how I can. Option 1 of 3. A heavy burden to carry. Option 2 of 3. What do you mean? Option 3 of 3. We know all things work together for good for those who love God. Lisbeth says, indeed, Master Mailer. Player says, I pray your counsel soothes their spirits. Lisbeth says, as do I, Master Mailer. God bless you. Player says, and you, sister. Lisbeth. Marguerite says, God bless you, Master Mailer. Player says, hello, Sister Marguerite. Marguerite says, Sister Gertrude said one of the townsfolk was killed. What happened? Player says, Otto Zimmermann, the town carpenter, was crushed by part of the construction at the Rathaus. Marguerite says, oh, no, I heard some of the sisters saying it was a murder, and the peasants chased the monks into the library. Sister Zedina even said they're accusing Father Abbot. Is that true, Master Mailer? Option 1 of 3. Why yes, but it couldn't have been the abbot. I'm trying to find out who really killed Otto. Option 2 of 3. Why yes, but no one knows who killed Otto. I'm trying to find the truth. Option 3 of 3. Lie. I'm sure it was just an accident. Option 1 of 3. Why yes, but it couldn't have been the abbot. I'm trying to find out who really killed Otto. Marguerite says, I pray you do. Everyone's getting scared. I heard Sister Sophie last night. Mother Illuminata says God will preserve us, but everything just keeps getting worse. Maybe the Lord is punishing the abbey. Option 1 of 3. Why would God want to punish Kiersau? Option 2 of 3. Everything happening in Swabia. I don't think God needs to punish Kiersau specifically. Option 3 of 3. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Option 1 of 3. Why would God want to punish Kiersau? Sister, Marguerite says, I don't think the abbot should treat the peasants so harshly, but I don't know what to think anymore. Option 1 of 3. I am sure you'll be safe in the convent's walls, whatever happens. Option 2 of 3. Has anything else happened in the convent recently? Option 3 of 3. Times are difficult. Strange happenings abound in Tassing right now. Option 2 of 3. Has anything else happened in the convent recently? Marguerite says, well, a man ran into me when I was washing lettuce in the herb hut a few days ago. Casper says, is that so strange? Marguerite says, yes. Even in a joint monastery, the sisters and brothers' quarters are separated. He should have been in the church since it was almost Vespers. Option 1 of 3. Who was it, sister? Can you describe him? Option 2 of 3. Strange indeed. Do you remember anything about him? Option 3 of 3. You couldn't even see who it was. Just our luck. Option 1 of 3. Who was it, sister? Can you describe him? Marguerite says, I can do my best, even though the hut was dark. I knew it was a man because his figure was taller than any of the sisters, and he grunted when he bumped me. Casper says, could it be one of our suspects, Master? Player says, Perhaps. Did you recognize his voice? Marguerite says, no, he didn't say anything, but I felt the texture of one of the habits when he bumped into me. His skin was softer, too, and he was knocked back when we collided. He grabbed me and moved me out of the way. No beard, either. Option 1 of 2. What would a brother be doing in the herbal hut? Option 2 of 2. That doesn't exactly narrow it down. Option 1 of 2. What would a brother be doing in the herbal hut? Marguerite says I don't know. He startled me, but was in and out of the hut before I could call out. Banged things around, too. I think it was one of the younger brothers. The rest aren't light on their feet. I can hear them shuffling all the way across the garden. Player says that still leaves a few suspects. Brother Lucas and Brother Guy both fit that description, as does the abbot. Casper says but the abbot has his own house. What would he be doing sneaking around in the herb hut? Option 1 of 2 you rewrite. Father Gernot wouldn't dig around here. Option 2 of 2 you rewrite. Father Gernot would just order one of the brothers to get something for him, anyway. Marguerite says Master Mailer, how cheeky. Haha. Casper says that leaves Lucas or Guy. Marguerite says if I may, Master Mailer. Player says yes, Sister Marguerite. Marguerite says Brother Lucas and I are friends. I don't think he'd hide from me. Casper says that leaves Brother Guy. Player says Guy is young and fast enough to be in and out in a flash. But Sister Marguerite, what was he doing here? Marguerite says I don't know, Master Mailer. I couldn't tell what he was doing or if he took anything. By the time I realized what happened, Sister Sophie came and got me for supper. Option 1 of 2 I see. What a peculiar occurrence. Option 2 of 2 did you tell any of the sisters? Marguerite says I told Sister Gertrude about it, and she agreed it was very odd, since whoever it was should have been at supper. I might be able to help you identify which herb jars he grabbed. We should get her blessing first, though. She's a stickler about her herbs. Would you help me find her? Player says of course, sister. Marguerite says Sister Gertrude, may I take Master Mailer into the herb hut? We're looking for anything that man might have left behind. Gertrude says you're mystery intruder. Why are you so interested, Andreas? Option 1 of 3 we think Brother Guy was rooting around. He may have left something. We'd like to double check. Option 2 of 3 I'd like to see if whoever it was left anything behind that may be connected to Otto's murder. Option 3 of 3 They may have taken something that relates to Otto's murder. Option 2 of 3 I'd like to see if whoever it was left anything behind that may be connected to Otto's murder. Gertrude says very well. I'd prefer you not just open every jar, however. Some of the herbs need to remain sealed. Casper says then how are we supposed to figure out if he left anything? Marguerite says I know the jars by sound. If you gently shake them, Master Mailer, I should be able to tell you which ones he picked up as I know he used 3 of the jars. Once we find all 3, we can figure out which is the last one he opened. Player says all right, that sounds reasonable. Gertrude says this way, then. Marguerite says no, it was something different. 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 Yes, he definitely picked that one up. No, it was something different. No, it was something different. No, it was something different. Yes, he definitely picked that one up. Yes, he definitely Master Mailer, Please shake each jar in order and I'll tell you if it makes the right sound. Yes, that was the first jar. That wasn't the second jar. Start again with the yes, that was the first jar. Alright, I think that was the second jar he used. Yes, that's it. That's the right jar. Option 1 of 3 wonderful. It seems like it's still sealed. Option 2 of 3 it's quite heavy. Option 3 of 3 UGH, finally. Option 1 of 3 wonderful. It seems like it's still sealed. Player says let's see what's inside. Gertrude says, Casper says, Marguerite says what is it? Casper says that's a lot of money. Option 1 of 2 I wonder if this has anything to do with what Brother Wojciech mentioned about Guy digging around the abattoir. Option 2 of 2 Brother Guy was hiding all this in the herb hut? But why? Option 1 of 2 I wonder if this has anything to do with what Brother Wojciech mentioned about Guy digging around the abattoir. Player says either way, Brother Guy was definitely hiding money from the abbey. Gertrude says oh dear. I should inform Mother Illuminata about this. Option 1 of 3 Sister Gertrude, please wait. If he killed Otto, I don't want to put anyone else in danger for confronting him. Option 2 of 3 I'll confront him myself, sister. Option 3 of 3 God, then maybe he'll get what he deserves. Option 1 of 3 Sister Gertrude, please wait. If he killed Otto, I don't want to put anyone else in danger for confronting him. Gertrude says, all right. I'll give the purse to Mother Illuminata to hold onto. Player says thank you, Sister Gertrude. God bless you both. Gertrude. Marguerite, Marguerite, Gertrude. Pet Moss Fanger. Pet Moss Fanger, Gertrude. Gertrude says God bless you, Andreas. Player says Sister Gertrude, I need your assistance. Brother Edok is of ill health, he is very weak, has trouble breathing, and remarks of pain in his chest and heart. Gertrude says oh my, Master Mailer. That is very troubling, indeed. Let me think. Saint Hildegard recommends yellow gentian, but we currently have none in the herb hut. It mostly grows higher up the mountain, but there may be a few in the forest. If you bring me some, I can mix up a curative broth. Player says thank you, Sister Gertrude. I will set out with haste. Gertrude says may God shine mercy upon Brother Edok. Take care, Gertrude. God bless you, Andreas. Player says God bless you, Sister Gertrude. Do you have a spare moment? I have an herbal question. Gertrude says oh, Master Mailer, I'd be delighted. You know I always have time for my plants. How can I help you? Player says do you recognize these flowers? Brother Florian wasn't able to identify them and suggested I come to you. Gertrude says ah, of course. Brother Florian's experience lies in the use of the tinctures and salves I produce, not their creation. We call these marsh marigolds. They grow near the shrine of Saint Sasha in the forest outside the monastery. Their petals are wonderful for all sorts of aches and pains, but these look so dry already. Player says sorry, Sister Gertrude, but we really must be off. Thank you for your help. Gertrude says of course, of course. God bless Gertrude. God bless you, Andreas. Matilda. Matilda says God bless you, Master Mailer. Player says God bless you, Sister Matilda. Matilda says I wanted to thank you, Master Mailer. Option 1 of 3 I don't recall doing anything worthy of thanks, Sister. Option 2 of 3 WHAT4? Option 3 of 3 remain silent. Option 1 of 3 I don't recall doing anything worthy of thanks, Sister. Matilda says you understood that despite what happened to me at the hands of the Baron, you did not condemn me. I appreciate that. Option 1 of 2 The evidence pointed to Lucky, not you. Option 2 of 2 The Archdeacon surveyed the evidence. I merely spoke the truth as I saw it. Matilda says yes. Well. The entire event was a tragedy. I did not expect to see you again. I am glad the Lord gave me a chance to thank you properly. I ought to get back to work. God bless you. Player says and you, sister, Matilda. Matilda says God bless you, convent local. Player says the waterfall must flow down from the snowmelt in the mountains above the abbey. A yellow plant with elliptic leaves? This might be the one. Casper says, Master, I think I see an opening behind these trees that leads to a deeper area of the forest. Could this be where that mysterious costumed figure ran when Otto was murdered? We should see where it leads. It could take a while, though. Option 1 of 2 Let us get going. Option 2 of 2 We'll come back when we have more time. Nymphaeum. Nymphaeum. Forest. Forest. Gertrude. Gertrude says God bless you, and have you found the yellow gentian? Player says yes, I have it. Gertrude says by the grace of our Lord. Fortunately these are a fair bit dry already, yes, best to grind and mix the gentian into a broth, with a few other herbs for calming the body. It will take a bit of time. Come back later, Andreas. Player says until then, Gertrude. Yuzua. Yuzua says God bless you. Killian. Killian says good day, Master Mailer. Nico. Nico says Master Mailer. Is there anything I can do for you? Player says Nico, have you heard anyone in here talking about Otto's? Not just talking about it, but, you know. Casper says yeah, you know. Option 1 of 2 mm exactly. Option 2 of 2 He understands, Casper. Thank you. Nico says like they had something to do with it. Oh, no. I think I'd remember something like that. Then again, I try not to eavesdrop on conversations. I don't want to get yelled at, or worse, but maybe you could find more luck talking to people. Beer always tends to loosen people's lips. Buy a round for everyone and you can have the run of the place. You'll be here a while, though. Option 1 of 2 Why not? It's worth trying. Option 2 of 2 Interesting idea. Maybe later. Nico says until then. Nico. Hannah says hello, Master Mailer. Anything I can? Player says yes, actually. You were pretty vocal against Otto in the town commons. What was that about? Hannah says just what I said then. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Especially now, we've already had one death in Tassing. We don't need any more. Option 1 of 3 What about the plight of the peasants? They're dying too. Option 2 of 3 That doesn't explain why you spoke out. Otto never advocated for violence. Option 3 of 3 Why you were opposed to Otto's ideas, though. He spoke against violence. Hannah says. Otto was an ideologue. He didn't see the reality of the situation. The Golden Hand relies on pilgrims and travelers for its business, Andrea. If Otto got his way, everything would be chaos. Swabia is burning as it is. We need the law to live civilized lives, Andreas. What Otto was advocating for, scared me. Option 1 of 3 I'll do whatever I can to find the murderer and instill order again, Hannah. Option 2 of 3 It's hardly better now. Otto was the only thing holding Peter back. Option 3 of 3 that seems like a strong motive to want Otto out of the way. Player says I'd bet you'd go pretty far to protect the inn, hey? Hannah says Andreas. Are you accusing me of killing Otto? Don't be absurd. I disagreed with the man, but you think I could kill him? Look around. Is anything better now that he's dead? Unless there's anything more you need, I won't abide by this foolishness. Option 1 of 2 and 0, Hannah. Sorry to bother you. Option 2 of 2 remain silent. Option 1 of 2 and 0, Hannah. Sorry to bother you. Hannah says good day, Andreas. Hannah. Hello, Master Mailer. Player says no, nothing. Sorry to bother, Hannah. Lenhart says Andreas. It appears you're caught up in another murder again. Quite unfortunate timing for you. Option 1 of 2 quite fortunate for you, given your meal with Baltas and Dr. Stalls. Option 2 of 2 if I can find the real killer and prevent more bloodshed, maybe it's a good thing I was here. Lenhart says just stall them. Either they'll see the error of their ways or the Duke will send soldiers to Tassing. Yes, a show of force. That will quench the peasants' bloodlust. Option 1 of 2 if you say so. Option 2 of 2 say nothing. Option 1 of 2 if you say so. Lenhart says I do. In any case, if you get tired of investigating, my door is open. If you'd like to join my family for a meal or see the mountains, just let me know. Option 1 of 2 see the mountains? Option 2 of 2 perhaps some other time. Option 1 of 2 see the mountains? Lenhart says yes, for a brief hunt. Player says hunt? Lenhart says yes, for deer. I might be able to help you get some perspective on the situation. Option 1 of 2 I am investigating Otto's murder. A hunt hardly seems appropriate. Option 2 of 2 I am too busy at the moment. Maybe some other time. Option 1 of 2 I am investigating Otto's murder. A hunt hardly seems appropriate. Lenhart says if it would help, I can tell you what I know. And I know a fair deal. Player says what do you know? Lenhart says no. Come hunting with me and I'll tell you. Option 1 of 2 all right. Fine. Lenhart says suit yourself. Lenhart. Church and Druckers. Our Lady of the Labyrinth. Church and Druckers. Thomas. Thomas says oh, Andreas. What have you come back to? This is all awful, just awful. I should never have allowed Klaus to publish the 12 articles. This is what happens when common people get agitated by reading nonsense. Option 1 of 2 nonsense? Is that what you think of the 12 article? Option 2 of 2 what's the alternative? Forbidding them from reading? Option 1 of 2 nonsense? Is that what you think of the 12 articles? Thomas says I spoke rashly. There is merit to the fundament of the 12 articles, of course. There is even merit in the ideas of Martin Luther, but I'm not about to advocate that the peasantry read his works. These pamphlets, these books, can make people crazed, furious. Sister Amelie and I have seen what happens when good people become part of a mob. Option 1 of 2 what do you mean? Option 2 of 2 here in Tassing? Option 1 of 2 what do you mean? Thomas says before we came to Tassing, I was the priest at a town near a Benedictine convent. The town was full of good people. But the good people were whipped into a panic by an educated neighbor, the town doctor. He had read the Malleus Maleficarum. It had put ideas into his head. Option 1 of 2 why? The book was condemned by theologians. Option 2 of 2 the witch hunting manual? The author was driven out of Innsbruck, wasn't he? Option 1 of 2 why? The book was condemned by theologians. Thomas says the doctor's copy contained a sound endorsement from the faculty of the University of Cologne. One thing the book's author and the doctor shared was a contempt for and hatred of women. In the convent, the doctor saw a coven of witches. In Sister Amelie, he saw not a mystic, but a woman possessed by evil spirits, speaking blasphemy. Option 1 of 2 but surely the local magistrate didn't believe that. Option 2 of 2 EVE and Saint Hildegard came under suspicion for her visions. Thomas says and she prevailed, praise God, but we do not live in Saint Hildegard's time. The doctor believed the nuns were witches. The local magistrate did not agree, but that did not stop the doctor from inflaming his neighbor's fears. No matter what I did, no matter what I said, it made no difference. They wouldn't listen to reason. They wouldn't even listen to scripture. In the dead of night, they gathered at the convent and set fire to it. Sister Amelie was lucky to escape with her life. The rest of the nuns were not as fortunate. So I am all too aware of what can happen when a mob forms. I should have known it would happen again. This is my fault. Option 1 of 2 While you can't blame yourself for this, Father. Option 2 of 2 Say nothing. Option 1 of 2 While you can't blame yourself for this, Father. Thomas says why not? I share more than a small measure of responsibility. You'd think that Otto's death would have shocked the farmers into abandoning a hopeless cause. It's only inflamed them. Option 1 of 3 Do what you can to keep the peasants calm. I'm still looking for Otto's killer. Option 2 of 3 It should have never come to this. The abbot should have known he was playing with fire. Option 3 of 3 It will be all right, Father. Have faith. Option 1 of 3 Do what you can to keep the peasants calm. I'm still looking for Otto's killer. Thomas says I will, but I fear this has all gone beyond my control. I suppose there's no good fretting about what's already happened. I have to minister to the people of the town as best I can given the circumstances and pray for the best. Speaking of which, I need to hear confessions for the townsfolk. It's a passing tradition after St. John's Eve, in case they got up to any mischief that can't wait until Easter. I have to give priority to the locals, of course, but if you want to wait a few hours, I can hear you. You don't have to, of course, but I would be remiss if I didn't offer. Option 1 of 2 In fact, that sounds just fine to me. Option 2 of 2 Not right now, Father, but thank you. Thomas says of course. Thomas. Our Lady of the Labyrinth. Meadow. Forest. Smokey's home. Meadow. Shrine of Saint Sasha. Nymphaeum. Casper says ready to see where this goes, Master? Option 1 of 2 Let us get going. Casper says what are these buildings? What is this place? Player says it's some kind of Roman ruin, like the aqueduct in the meadow. Casper says look, Master Andreas. The flowers. Player says ah, finally. Maybe we'll find something useful after all. Let's look around. Player says a lot of these flowers are growing here. Player says a Roman depiction of a nymph. There's an inscription underneath, probably a dedication. The Romans believed that keeping the nymph of the spring happy would ensure their water stayed fresh. This cistern must have doubled as her temple. Player says I didn't expect to see any Latin inside an aqueduct. This Latin is carved sloppily into the stone. That's odd. Player says another inscription. It's still in good shape. Player says this looks like a Roman curse. Player says the lettering is worn by time, but it's still legible. Casper says is that what it looks like, Master Andreas? Player says yes, the costume the killer was wearing when they ran past us. So much for us finding it in the home of the killer. Well, perhaps there's a clue inside. When Florian examined the coat of Baron Rothvogel, we f. Casper says I have you, Master Andreas. Player says Casper, go get help. Casper says I won't let you fall. Player says it's not a long drop, just get someone to bring a rope. Casper says I can't abandon you, Master. Option 1 of 3 Casper. Get help. Option 2 of 3 bringing me a rope isn't abandoning me. Option 3 of 3 let out a long sigh of resignation. Option 2 of 3 bringing me a rope isn't abandoning me. Casper says I suppose that is TR. Casper says well, we're all wet, but I don't think I hurt anything. I guess that wasn't really that long of a fall. Option 1 of 3 The important thing is that you aren't hurt. Let's focus on getting out of here. Option 2 of 3 Yes. That's what I said. That's why I wanted you to get a rope. Option 3 of 3 stare balefully. Option 1 of 3 The important thing is that you aren't hurt. Let's focus on getting out of here. Casper says of course, Master. Player says I wish we had a little more light down here. I can't see a thing, Casper says. Player says I'm going to look around and see if I can find a way out. Casper says does this work, Casper? Option 1 of 3 I must admit, I'm impressed. Option 2 of 3 THAT should help. Option 3 of 3 nod respectfully. Option 1 of 3 I must admit, I'm impressed. Casper says I just remembered how flammable these brush rags are. Player says why were you carrying around the flint and steel? Casper says well, you never know when you might need some fire. Option 1 of 2 of course. Option 2 of 2 clearly true. Option 1 of 2 of course. Casper says what is this place? Player says a cistern. It must collect water from the spring to feed it into the aqueduct. Casper says the aqueduct in the meadow? Player says I suppose so. Casper says then all we need to do is follow it back. Player says perhaps. Lower aqueduct. Cistern. Casper says it looks like the tunnel collapsed here, Master. Player says based on our orientation, this must head toward the town church. Casper says is the church that old? Player says as old as the Roman settlement? No, but many things in Tassing and Kiersaw are built on what came before. Casper says it looks like there's a gap. Do you want me to try to squeeze through? Option 1 of 3 absolutely not. It's too dangerous. Option 2 of 3 I don't know. It seems risky. Option 3 of 3 yes. I'd like to know what's on the other side. Option 2 of 3 I don't know. It seems risky. Casper says I can do it, Master Andreas. Option 1 of 2 all right, but be careful. Option 2 of 2. No. I'm sorry, I don't want something to happen to you. Option 1 of 2 all right, but be careful. Casper says of course, Master. I'll be right back. Player says you were gone longer than I expected. Are you all right, Casper? Casper says I think so. Player says what did you find? Casper says I don't know. It was very dark and I felt strange. It's not a way out. Option 1 of 2 all right. We'll just have to keep looking. Option 2 of 2 what, do you mean you felt strange? Casper says like I wasn't supposed to be there. And it smelled strange, like something old. Option 1 of 2 it's a good thing you came out, then. Option 2 of 2 well, this is all very old, Casper. Option 1 of 2 it's a good thing you came out, then. Player says now then, let's keep looking for a way out. Casper says of course, Master Andreas. Cistern. Casper says where do you think this goes? Player says well, it goes up, so it probably leads out. Casper says I don't think I can squeeze through that gap. Player says we need to find something to move the rocks, something to give us leverage. Wait. Casper says hey. Player says, never mind. Let's find a way out of here. Player says we won't be able to escape through all this heavy rubble. I need to find something to get leverage on the rocks. Jump across. Jump across. Jump across. Upper Aqueduct Convent. Lower Aqueduct. Casper says there's a big grate. Maybe we can get out that way. Player says it's too high for either of us to reach. Climb on my shoulders and see if you can push it out of the way. Casper says it looks like a Player says the Abbey kitchen? What else is up here? Casper says I don't think so. It's big, though. Player says of course. We must be under the convent. Do you see any of the nuns? Casper says no. Hello. Nothing. Where could they be? Player says I doubt the sisters loiter in the kitchen all day long. Can you lift the grate off? Casper says there's something heavy above me. I can only lift it a little and I don't think I can squeeze through. I might be able to reach. I got a fire poker. Option 1 of 2 excellent. We can use it to move the rocks and get out of here. Option 2 of 2 HMM. That might come in handy. Hold on to it for now. Option 1 of 2 excellent. We can use it to move the rocks and get out of here. Casper says, oh. Of course, Master. Upper Aqueduct Crypt. Casper says, is this a door? Player says it appears to be so, a strange one. Casper says, where does it go? Player says, I'll try to nudge it. Option 1 of 3, I can't say, but it must have been built much more recently than the rest of the aqueduct. Option 2 of 3, it must be another secret entrance into the abbey. Option 3 of 3, given and the distance we've traveled and our elevation, it must lead to the crypt under the abbey. Casper says, really? Can we get out this way? What's that sound, Master? Player says, snoring. Casper says, is someone sleeping on the other side of the door? Player says, hey. Wake up. Casper says. What should we do, Master? Player says, well, we already have the poker from the convent kitchen. We can try that on the stones and try to get out. Casper says, of course. Upper Aqueduct Convent. Upper Aqueduct Crypt. Lower Aqueduct. Upper Aqueduct Convent. Jump across, jump across. Cistern. Cistern. Player says, try using the fire poker from the kitchen to shift the rocks out of the way. Wait. I still hear something. Lenhart says you shouldn't come here during the day. Hannah says I had to. The farmers are out for blood. Lenhart says and, Hannah says don't play stupid. We both wanted Otto gone. Lenhart says now he is. I didn't kill him. Did you? Hannah says, why would you ask me such a thing? Lenhart says, because of the note, you stupid cow. Because of the note that sent you into hysterics. Because you're behaving like a woman who committed a murder and is afraid of being caught. Hannah says, how could you th? Lenhart says, stop, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you did or didn't. He's dead. The idiot peasants can beat the ground with their pitchforks and nothing will come of it. Hannah says, what about that artist, Andreas? Lenhart says he could be a problem. Have you done anything to raise his suspicion? Hannah says, I don't think so. Lenhart says, good. Then just wait. Time will run out for Peter and the rest of his worthless kind. The abbot will stay in power. Pilgrims will keep coming to the shrine and staying at your inn. Hannah says, yes. Good. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Lenhart says, be quiet. Go home. Don't come here again unless it's for a quick fuck. If you want comfort, talk to your fat husband. Don't bother me with your hysteria. Hannah says. Of course. I'm sorry. Casper says, I'm glad we're finally out of there, Master. What a strange adventure. Do you think Mistress Hannah could have killed Otto? Player says, she's only been pretending to care about the town's safety. She's only concerned with the shrine staying open. Casper says, why would that make her want to kill Otto? Player says, if the peasants overthrew the abbot, they might loot or destroy the shrine. Without the hand of Saint Moritz, there's not much reason for pilgrims to travel to Kiersau. Casper says, there'd hardly be any visitors to the Golden Hand. Player says, exactly. Now we know Hannah has a motive. It's possible she'd kill to protect her family's inn. We need to talk to Nico and Killian to see just how committed she was. But first, let's go back to the guest house and clean up. People will get suspicious if we walk around town like this. Casper says, good idea, Master.